Hi, I'm Randy, Kentville Toyota, and today we're going to change it up a little bit. Instead of talking about a specific vehicle, we're going to talk about a class of vehicles, Toyota specifically, and some of the ownership issues with hybrid vehicles in cold weather. So let's get right into it. So with the new class of vehicles, this just happens to be a 2025 Corolla hybrid. So the new symbol back here is the HEV, just lets you know that it's a hybrid electric vehicle. So it gives you the combination of our conventional gas engine as well as paired up to our hybrid drive. So Toyota's been in the hybrid business since 1998. Great track record of longevity and good durability. There's lots of cars still on the road with the original batteries in them that are over 20 years old with over 500,000 kilometers on them. So that's a great feature for our vehicles. But what we're doing as we introduce more and more of these hybrids into our market is that the ownership experience can be a little different, especially here in Canada where the seasonality is a little more extreme than it is in some parts of the world. Recently, we have encountered a whole bunch of customers who are now driving 5, 6, 7-year-old hybrid vehicles that the 12-volt battery, so this vehicle still has a conventional 12-volt battery as all vehicles do and have had for the last 100 years, or what, not literally 100 years, but something to that effect. But the 12-volt battery literally ends up being like a starter, is that it electrifies the system, lets the high voltage system start, which drives everything else. So traditionally the 12-volt batteries in these vehicles last a long time. It's great durability, great longevity, but the reality is 12-volt batteries die over time. Different uses, different temperatures all affect those things. So what we're experiencing in our service department here recently is that customers are now having the first few days really cold weather here in Atlantic Canada, is that people are going out to start their hybrid vehicle, press the button or turn the key, and the car won't start, as if it did on their last vehicle 15 years ago. So it's a 12-volt battery issue. Pretty common, normal, that's a normal ownership pain in the backside that we all have to deal with. But what is different is that boosting a hybrid vehicle to get it started can be a little more complex and a little more expensive if you do it wrong. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you where the 12-volt battery is in this particular vehicle, and we're going to talk about some of the ins and outs of boosting hybrid cars, whether they be Toyotas or other manufacturers' vehicles. So let's go have a look up front. Hi everybody, it's Randy from Kentville Toyota. I just want to let you know that if you're in the market for a used vehicle, please look us up at Kentville Toyota and mention the YouTube videos and we'll have a special incentive for you. Thanks for your business. So here we are at the front of this 2025 Corolla Hybrid. So as I've explained, there is your conventional 12-volt battery. On the Corolla Hybrid specifically, the battery stays up here in the engine compartment as it has for a long time in the Corollas and most of our vehicles. This particular vehicle has a conventional chemistry battery because the battery is outside the passenger compartment. In a lot of our hybrids, these 12-volt batteries actually live in the rear of the vehicle in what is considered the passenger compartment on the RAV4s, Highlanders, larger SUVs. The battery is in the very rear in one of the side panels beside the hatch. In something like a Prius, it's a little further forward, but mainly the batteries live on the passenger compartment side of these vehicles. So the chemistry in those batteries is different. It is called a glass pack battery. It's different chemistry, so that as this battery, this conventional battery, charges and discharges, it creates some chemicals in that process. The biggest one, which is hazardous, is called hydrogen sulfide. It'll kill you. It's very dangerous, very noxious. Noxious? No, noxious. Noxious is me throwing up. Noxious is what caused it, sorry. This battery has that conventional chemistry, and because it's outside the passenger compartment, it works fine, it's safe. The little bit of gas that comes off during the charge cycle is not a big deal. When you put that battery on the inside of the vehicle, we have to use different chemistry because they charge and discharge. You cannot have those dangerous fumes coming into the passenger compartment. So I've kind of gotten a little bit off on a spiral here, so let's come back to the topic at hand. The topic at hand is, when this thing dies, you do need to boost it to get the vehicle started, as we have done for a long time with conventional vehicles. The biggest problem is making sure you get ground and power in the right place on your hybrid vehicle. Whether it be a Toyota, whether it be a Honda, Hyundai, you name the manufacturer with a hybrid vehicle, there are very specific boost points for these vehicles. And if you do not hit them properly, if you do not get the cables in the right place and the current doesn't flow in the right way, you can cause some fairly expensive damage to this car. In the last week, we had a couple of vehicles come in, 12-volt batteries were dead, and the tow company that was called boosted the cars wrong and cooked some of the computers in the cars, and it was thousands of dollars to fix. So that's the reason for this video, is just to let customers know that some of the onus is on the owner of the vehicle to understand how to look after their car. We do so little with them as consumers. There are certain things you do need to understand so that you don't either leave your car in your driveway because you can't get it running, or cause really expensive damage to the car because you misunderstood the process. On this particular vehicle, the biggest thing is, this one's really easy. They recommend that ground first. So the black cable is your ground. Get it, on this case, something like here. The engine block is a great big chunk of metal that conducts electricity really well. It's got lots of load bearing points. You take the clamps, you grab it on there, you make sure it hangs on nice and tight, and that's good ground. Then you bring the hot wire back, put it on the positive terminal. Once that happens, the car will power up. You can boost it, you can start it, disconnect the hot wire first, disconnect the negative. I say hot wire means positive, or to me anyway. Disconnect the ground, put them away, the car's running, take it to the shop, go get a new battery. If you do not properly ground the boosting system on the car, whether it be a RAV Hybrid, Highlander, or even a Corolla, if the power doesn't have a distinctive path of where it's supposed to go, it will find its own path, and we have found that it has found its path through a couple of very expensive computers in these cars that are necessary for their operation, and when it cooks them, they need to be replaced. No questions asked, do not pass go, do not collect $200, you're going to the bank to fix this. So this is more of an ownership issue, is that when you take delivery of your new hybrid vehicle from Kentville Toyota, preferably, but again, not exclusively, make sure your sales professional you're dealing with understands the vehicle that they're selling you and can show you specifically, how do I boost my car when my battery dies? Because batteries die, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. That's the nature of that particular consumable piece of hardware. It's a battery. It's meant to wear out, but it will last you for years under certain conditions. So just an ownership tip is that when you buy your new hybrid car, make sure you understand how to boost it when your battery dies. Otherwise, you're going right to the bank to take out a whole bunch of money to fix it twice. I'm Randy at Kentville Toyota. Hope you found that to be of some value to you. If not, say so in the comments. Otherwise, like, subscribe, do all those good things. Thanks very much. Bye now.